I think, a couple things. Number one, I think Bill's done a real good job with his team. He's got a terrific club. From our standpoint, the disappointing thing is we had a very poor performance on Sunday, and obviously came in here to try to rectify some of the mistakes that we made. Early on, we weren't able to do that. We fell behind. I thought our defense in the first 10-15 minutes was not good at all, and not against a team that runs stuff like they do, that executes and has the kind of players that they have. So that's disappointing. I thought there were some bright spots individually. I think we always look for some of the positives that can come out of a game like this, but overall, very disappointed in our effort and concentration and execution.
Coach, how do you, I guess, explain the three-point shooting that's gone on, not just tonight, but right. It seems like a lot of games?
That's the disconcerting thing for us. It happened in the South Dakota State game. It happened in the Iowa State game. It happened Sunday. It happened tonight. And I'm sure you can give me a few other games that, I don't know that I have an explanation other than, we talked about it. It's one of the top, certainly the top three-point shooting team in our league. It's a top 10 three-point shooting team in the country. Okay, they get a lot of points from the three-point line. So, I know, okay, you're right. They're not an easy team to guard. I think everybody will recognize that. With the dribble out back doors and the ball rotations and things, and they got you spread out. But at some point, after Crawford's made one or made two, then, can we get a little closer to them? Those are the things that seem to be simple, and for whatever reason we're having a hard time with. So we'll just keep working at it.
Bryce had a bounce back night offensively. What were your thoughts on that?
Well, I'll tell you what, I thought Bryce was tremendous. I thought Bryce and Matt Gatens were spectacular. They fought. They kept making plays. We needed plays made. When you're playing against a team that's switching and the team is playing 1-3-1, it's a non-traditional look. So you're not going to be able to come down and run a set play and then score. You're not going to direct the ball to somebody in a certain situation, a certain place on the floor. So you have to rely on screening and cutting and reads and somebody making plays. And those two guys made plays. So did Sturman. Those Sturman was spectacular tonight.
It seemed like, Coach, at the start, they made the first 7 baskets were threes. That really seemed to affect your offense because you came down and you didn't have any rhythm, and it's almost like.
Well, I think there's a certain element of truth to that, but by the same token, if I'm not mistaken, we turned it over 3 of our first 5 possessions, and they hadn't hit 7 threes yet. So that's disappointing. Now granted, we had a shot, we got an offensive rebound, then turned it over on the first possession. But we have to make sure that we don't have empty possessions early. We had empty possessions early in the last game, and 8 turnovers in the first 8 minutes. So if you were to evaluate, there's a lot of things you could say positively about Northwestern and how Billy runs his club and the kind of team they have. But the one thing that they don't have are empty possessions. Okay, their assist turnover numbers are among the best in the country. So they come down, they make you defend, and they take a shot. A lot of times it's a 3. So if their numbers are good, like 14 for 28, then you're going to have a hard time beating them. But by the same token, they got a shot. And they made you guard them. So now we got to come down and we have to score. So I do think your point is well taken. It did affect our offense a little bit. I think it always affects your offense when you fall behind. It also affects your ability to make threes when you're ahead. And that's what I'm trying to get our guys to understand. It's one thing for Crawford to raise up and shoot a 3 when they're up 14, but what if they're down 1? They're up 1. Different feeling when you're raising up to shoot that ball. We got to get ourselves to the point where we can take care of that.
How do you feel Eric May can get going again? I know he's struggled the last couple of games.
I think, for him, the injury set him back. He was out for a long time, missed a game, didn't play particularly well. I don't think he's 100% against Purdue. Tonight, he was clearly sideways. So his game is not what it could be, what it should be right now. So it's incumbent upon us to challenge him and help him get it figured out, get some shots up, stay after the training room so he's closer to 100%. And I think for him, he needs something to go down for him. He hasn't had anything go down in a while, so we got to get him going. We need him. We just need him because, I mean, where are we getting points? We can talk about the defense, which was obviously a problem, but where are we getting points? Thankfully, we had 2 guys go for 45, but that's not going to happen every night. I need Nelson, I need Eric May, I need Marvel, you know, I need Cole and Brahman. I need, you know, 4, 6, 8 from everybody to beat a team of this caliber.
So,
You talked about Jordan just a little bit there. Talk about the energy that he brings when he comes into the game.
Well, the thing that
Defensively,
Jordan has is he's got savvy. You know, it's not just energy. He's a really good basketball player. He knows how to play basketball. He has a feel. He has instincts, defensively and offensively, how to get open, how to make a defensive play. I mean, the only reason he hasn't been playing more is he hurt his back. He was playing well, hurt his back, was playing, but really was, he had no movement, he had no explosion at all. You know, he's not a high flyer anyway. So you limit his mobility, he's going to be less effective. So now that he's got his legs back underneath him, he's going to play because he can make shots, but he understands everything that's going on before. He plays like a veteran, and right now we need that desperately.
You talked about the effort against Purdue, and you were very unhappy with that. Do you think the effort was better tonight?
No.
How do you fix that? I mean, you guys look so good against Ohio State and every.
We did, and we've looked good against some other folks. We'll get it fixed. I mean, it's a confidence thing, it's an inexperience thing. You know, I think the point that Rick made before is a good one. When you're struggling, you know, it affects your offense. It affects your aggressiveness offensively. It also affects your decision making. If you think about Eric May and Zach McCabe's mistakes, what were they? Driving into packs of people against a help defense, spinning in traffic, and trying to make a play. So you commend them for wanting to make a play, but then you have to be smarter than that. You know, we showed you you can't do that. It's not going to be there. You got to see everything. Longer possessions. Have some patience. Now that's going to come with experience, and both of those guys need a shot to go down desperately.